What is up, YouTube and wrestling fans and whoever may be watching this video? This is a NXT Takeover 30 predictions video. As you saw, maybe you didn't, you just kind of clicked on it because you thought it was something else. Anyways, Legado del Fantasma versus Breezango versus Oney Lorcan versus Danny versus the first of 5 matches. I think this will be on the pre-show, they said, and it's no more contenders match. Winners face the NXT Tag Team Champions, Imperium. I think Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch are going to win because of the other two teams. Not really too much because of the team itself, but because of the other two teams. Like Legado del Fantasma could challenge for the NXT Tag Team Championships. They could, just as Breezango could. But I think these two teams have a rivalry within themselves, like these two going at it. So I don't think either of them are going to win just yet. I think Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan will probably win this one and go on to face Imperium and finally win the tag team belts that they've been chasing after for so long. I believe they faced Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly, Undisputed Era, for the tag belts at one point, where the crowd was actually against Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, but they won their respect, so to say, you know, and it was really awesome. It was a really good match if you haven't seen it before. So I think this time they'll finally actually win the belts. They'll beat Imperium, and I think then NXT UK will probably come back, probably not super soon, but in due time, and Imperium will probably win the belts over there as well, being the first team to hold both belts. I think that's what's going to happen. That's my prediction. Could be wrong. That's just how I think it's going to go down now that I believe the UK is starting to get out of like lockdown. I'm not 100% on that. I've only heard like people on Cultaholic talk about that. I haven't heard it anywhere else, so I don't know. Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee. I think that's how you say his name. I never liked this guy, and I always wanted to see him just get beat up like in wrestling, or every time I see him, it's kind of like, someone just take this guy. He's so obnoxious or whatever, right? And he cut a really good promo, feeding off of that obnoxiousness, and I don't even know if that's a word. Anyways, he's the big heel in this matchup. Adam Cole is being cheered by the fake crowd, so I think Adam Cole is going to beat him senseless. I think this is going to be like a moment where it seems like Pat could win, but Adam Cole's going to kick out. Pat's not going to know what to do, and Adam Cole is going to mollywop this dude. He's going to wash him with a bunch of super kicks. I think this will be Adam Cole's farewell, kind of a little fun match for him. Now, I could be wrong. He could stay at NXT. He could. I just see him going to the main roster after this and probably challenging Drew with the Undisputed Era by his side, chasing after Drew. I think that could be something that happens, because if you remember, in NXT, when Drew first showed up, Adam Cole wanted to go for the NXT Championship, and he couldn't because he was getting his ass handed to him by Drew. So we'll have to wait and see, I guess. We'll have to wait and see. But I think Adam Cole's got to win this one. Now, all these matches, by the way, anyone could win, and it would be okay, for me at least. I really don't want Pat to win, but he could, and we could feed off of that. I'll be pretty salty about it, but hey, it could be a fun matchup. It could be a fun story to tell. NXT Women's Championship. Damn, we already went through 2 matches pretty quickly. A lot to talk about in this match specifically, I think, because we got Io Shirai versus Dakota Kai. Now, it should be fairly obvious who's winning this one, to an extent. The reason why I say that is because Io Shirai won the belt NXT Takeover in your house, right? She's probably not going to lose at the very next pay-per-view. She beat Sasha Banks, she beat Tegan Nox. I think we're setting up for a pretty lengthy run for Io Shirai before she eventually loses to someone who I think is going to be on a rampage that defeats her. It's going to be probably a new women's superstar, maybe one on the rise, going through the division and finally getting a hold of Io Shirai and beating her for the championship. I don't think, I forget her first name. Is it Shelly Martinez? I think that's wrong. Mercedes Martinez. I don't know why I said Shelly. Who is that? Anyways, Mercedes Martinez probably could win the belt from her, but not right now. Not while under the Robert Stone brand. I just don't see that happening. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be Io beating Dakota Kai right now. Now, Dakota Kai has been a sniveling kind of heel, like cowardly to an extent, where she's got Raquel Gonzalez in her corner, helping her take on anyone pretty much. So that could be how they, set up Io Shirai possibly losing. Maybe Raquel grabs a hold of her and chokeslams her off the top rope. Dakota Kai crawls over for the pin, and Io kicks out, and they don't know what to do. And then Io has like this big fiery comeback, and then she beats Dakota Kai with the moonsault. I don't know. I think this could be match of the night potentially. These next 3 matches, well, including this one, these next 3 matches all could be match of the night, right? I mean, freaking Adam Cole versus Pat could be match of the night depending on how they do it, in terms of entertainment value. But work rate wise, I think this might be the one. And I'm really looking forward to it. I think this is going to be really cool. I wanted to see Dakota Kai and Io Shirai fight for the title, and that's what we're getting. And I kind of want to see Dakota win, but I just don't think she's winning right now, right? And I'm okay if Io Shirai wins this one, because I like watching Io Shirai wrestle. She's really entertaining. And her with the belt, let's go, man. Let's get a good long reign going. You know what would be really cool? It's not going to happen, but what would be really cool? What would be really cool? I'm talking really fast and slurring my words, I'm sorry. If Io wins here, and maybe at some maybe WrestleMania or something like that, maybe Karrion comes back and then she just has a match with Io. She loses, but just has a really cool little NXT Championship match with Io for a little bit. Now, Kairi's already going to Japan. That's already set in stone. They keep mentioning her, though, so they're not, she's still a part of the company for now. So they're not completely dismissing her, which is cool. But I wanted to see that match happen, so it would be cool if it did happen. It's probably not going to happen, though, but I would like that. NXT North American Championship. Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, Johnny Gargano, Cameron Grimes, and Velveteen Dream. Real quick, I just want to say this and just kind of dip on it, I guess. I wanted to talk about allegations and stuff like that for a minute now, ever since the stuff happening on Twitch, stuff happening in the wrestling world. And there isn't really much to say aside from just hey man, don't be a creep. But I wanted to kind of make a video, kind of going through that just a little bit, not too much. Maybe a little extensive, just kind of talking about it to viewers and stuff, because it's kind of fucked that some people can be this way or kind of go down this road without even realizing it, right? And I don't know if Velveteen Dream did anything, right? There's evidence to suggest that he did, but screenshots, here's the thing with screenshots, all right? And this is all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not real. Screenshots can be fabricated. They have been fabricated for years. It's always been a thing that can happen. So I don't know if there's any other evidence aside from screenshots. And apparently it was investigated and Velveteen Dream got off or whatever. So maybe he didn't do anything. Maybe he did. People were saying fire Dream because he beat Finn Balor. Someone said that it was a news page or something that suggested that was the reason people were saying fire Dream. I don't think that's why they were saying that. I think it had more so to do with the allegations and then how he was wrestling in the match too. It was oh come on, you can't do that taunt and then also have this lurking, this thing following you or whatever. Even if you didn't do anything, that's kind of it's kind of poorly timed. But moving on, I think Cameron Grimes is winning this one. Anyone could win this match, but I think Johnny Gargano and Velveteen Dream are supposed to be for returning NXT viewers. Because imagine if they had all these unfamiliar faces. Damian Priest has been there for a minute, but I don't know if anyone who since AEW showed up would probably recognize Cameron Grimes or Bronson Reed or Damian Priest. They would probably recognize it as their indie names, and that would be pretty much it. But they wouldn't really know anyone else. They had too many people who weren't already established NXT superstars. That's what I think. But it could also be they want to have people who won the championship before to kind of make it seem more hey, they could win here again. Or maybe they want to have these guys here to help elevate the other talent around them as well. That could also be a thing. There's a lot of things that can happen here. Or it could be the reasoning for how this match is set up. But it's 5 individuals, which means they could also set up for this, odd man out, sneaking into the ring and winning the championship. Thus, Cameron Grimes could probably do that. Bronson's got some problems with Johnny Gargano. Him and Damian Priest got a little thing going on. Velveteen Dream, I think Kushida, because he attacked him, I think Kushida's going to come out and cost Velveteen Dream the match, and that'll be a feud and Kushida will probably go over on Velveteen Dream. Might not happen, but that's what I think could happen. I gotta go with Cameron Grimes winning this one though. I just see him kind of sneaking up and getting up the ladder and being that heel champion that never really defends his belt. Maybe he cheats to win. Maybe he's always using cheat tactics to win. And he finally loses to someone else who's also a breakout star or on the rise. Maybe a Bronson Reed. Maybe he loses to Damian Priest again, this time for the championship. Like, I don't know. I just see it going that way. I see them setting up for a heel champion after they already had the babyface Keith Lee hold the North American Championship for quite some time. So, plus they've been kind of doing that back and forth. It was Adam Cole, then it was Ricochet. Who did Ricochet lose to? Did he lose to Roderick Strong? He lost to... No. He lost to Johnny Gargano, who was kind of heel. Johnny Gargano lost to Velveteen Dream, who was face. Who lost to Roderick Strong, who was heel. Who lost to Keith Lee, who was face. They've been going back and forth like that. There you go. So I think they'll do the same thing here. Now, Damian Priest had a shot before, and he has a chance of winning it again, possibly. Or, well, winning it this time, possibly. Same thing that happened, that I was talking about earlier with Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. Only reason I say he doesn't, usually the bigger men don't win ladder matches. Yeah, Baron Corbin won one, Kane won one as well, you know, or won two actually. He won a Money in the Bank and he won a TLC match by himself against like 3 other teams. So, they could do that again here, but I feel like Damian winning the belt by beating someone down is more in line with his character than climbing the ladder and winning. You know what I mean? He doesn't seem like it's kind of like if Damian, or it's kind of like if Undertaker wins a championship by climbing out of the cage. It's not really like, or Roman Reigns climbing out of a cage, or Brock Lesnar escaping the cage to win a cage match. Doesn't really seem like in line for his character. He's not really known for like being a coward at the moment, right? I know it sounds really dumb because it's a ladder match. I know. People have won ladder matches at their faces before. I know that's happened. I'm not saying that hasn't happened. I'm saying that for this specific match, the way it's set up, it seems like it's more in line with a heel winning than it is with a face winning. It just makes more sense. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, and I'm fine with that. Keith Lee versus Karrion Kross. This is a little tough because both of them need this win. And it's an NXT Championship match, and they don't normally do not false finishes. They don't normally do no contest, double countouts, double disqualifications for championships, which I can appreciate. And they could do it here, and I guess it could be fine. But I gotta think that I have to think that Keith Lee is losing here, and I think they can get not a lot of matches, maybe 3 matches out of this with these two. First time Keith Lee loses, and he's like, I had both championships. I had this great moment, and I lost it all. You know, I let my emotions take over and lost to someone. You know, I lost to this dude, Karrion Kross, but I'll beat him. Faces him again, and somehow he overcomes him, and he seems unstoppable, and he beats him. Then maybe they face each other one more time, and it's like this huge super finale. Maybe it's a last man standing match, and maybe Karrion wins like that. It's been a while since they've done a back and forth with the NXT Championship, and they could do it. I think they've only done 3 that I can think of off the top of my head, which would be Samoa Joe and Shinsuke for the NXT Championship, Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane for the NXT Women's Championship, and Mustache Mountain versus Undisputed Era for the Tag Team Championship. So they could do the same thing here. So I gotta say Karrion Kross is gonna win. So final predictions: Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan, Adam Cole, Io Shirai, Cameron Grimes, and Karrion Kross. So hopefully it's a great show. I'm looking forward to it, and I have SummerSlam predictions after SmackDown. Thanks for watching.